In the beginning, there was only one. He was a being of all power and knowledge. His name was Loom.
He created worlds upon worlds with his mystical power, but there was still silence. His creations were empty. And so he decided to create something that he had never done before. He tried to create life.
Loom started with something small and slowly worked up to bigger and bigger things. He loved his creations without measure, and so he created the Well of Life.
The well was a limitless vessel of energy that allowed his creations to never truly die. They would lose some life energy in them, but never their soul.
And then the unspeakable happened. A dimensional tear opened up in Loom's universe, and beings of great power came through, destroying his creations time and time again.
These creatures were called players, and they slaughtered for fun. In retaliation, Loom created beings of greater power. He called them dragons.
These dragons combated the players for years, and they won many times. Yet the Well of Life wasn't on their side. The players would respawn and come at them again, growing stronger each time they were felled.
The players began to harvest materials from Loom's creations, using them to make equipment. So strong were the players that they forced Loom's hand.
Great and terrifying was that day. Loom captured the players and took their power and wiped their memories. He confined them in a prison, which he called the Epic RPG.
This was a prison of magnificent proportions with a grand total of 21 areas, or cells, in which Loom placed different monsters and techniques. There were 15 areas easily accessible, but 6 of them were hidden and alluded to the name of Void. To serve as their warden, he created the Epic NPC, a being of supreme power that would act as god of this prison.
To make the job more interesting for him, he would do random events for the players, such as offer incredible trades and allow money to fall from the sky.
Loom placed the players in Area 1, which had the weakest monsters and was guarded by the weakest of dragons. When the players defeated the dragon, it enabled them to access the next area, which had different, stronger monsters and more powerful techniques and tools.
Using the newly unlocked powers, they rose higher and higher, growing more and more powerful. Once the players reached the highest level, they were able to tap into the time stream, using it to transfer them back to when they started, but with greater power. Once players had done this once, the time stream rejected them when they reached the same power they had before, which caused them to reach higher heights and grow stronger.
Each time they time traveled, it became harder to do so, but the rewards were much greater. They received greater strength to harvest more materials, greater luck when they massacred the monsters, and greater potential with each new time they lived.
To keep the players in check and focused on the prison instead of breaking out, Loom would create objectives for the players, centering them on the different times of the year and different accomplishments.
But even still, the players with the most power, those that were most dedicated to this cycle, had made it to the edges of the RPG. They plotted and plotted, time traveled until they were ready. When that day came, they forged an item of incredible power, one which would rend the prison from within, allowing the players to best the epic NPC and escape.
Or so they thought. They ended up discovering the Void Cells, which were habitats of monsters of immense power. The gate to the Void would only be open for a limited amount of time, which, once closed, would bind the players and bring them back into the first hidden area called Top.
And so the cycle continues. Loom expanding this prison, and the players trying to discover ways to break out.
With time travel after time travel and event after event, the players grow stronger, but Loom grows more cunning.
Will the day come when the players break out? Or will Loom keep them contained through his cunning and power? We have yet to see.